Everybody, and welcome to another episode of Calasar. Today, we're going to be recapping the Ohio State versus Nebraska game. And of course, we follow just the Ohio State football program. We only follow one team. We don't waste our time with those other teams. So let's go ahead and discuss this great game where we won by a pretty convincing fashion. So we'll start off with the quarterback, main guy on the team. He completed 20 of 21 passes for 276 yards. That's a 95% completion percentage. And he threw 2 touchdowns. Really good. He was definitely the main force behind that offense. Without him, we probably still would have won, but not by the margin we did. And you got to give Nebraska credit. That first quarter there, that first quarter and a half, they played really tough. That first drive when they went right down the field, bam, 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 touchdown. I thought, no, this is not gonna be one of those games. And it turned out being just fine. But this is where we're going to talk about something that worries me a little bit, and that is the running back. Now we've got Trey Sermon and Master Teague, but Justin Fields was our leading rusher. And I know that's a part of having a dual threat quarterback is that, if he sees it, he's going to run it, and that's fine and everything. But when we had J.K. Dobbins, it was just one feature back. And here we've got Trey Sermon, who's got 48 yards, and Master Teague, who has 41 yards. And, of course, Teague has 2 touchdowns. Fields had 1. But we're going to need one of these 2 guys to step up and become the next J.K. Dobbins if we're really going to compete against the Clemsons of the world. Because if we have it to where Justin Fields is our leading rusher, followed by 2 guys who end up with around 600 yards apiece, not even that probably, because they're not even playing a full season this year, are we? Then hate to tell you, there's no way we're beating Clemson if one of these guys doesn't step up. I know our passing game is going to be elite. It's going to be next level. We've got 3 guys that are just phenomenal. That Smith guy, don't ask me to pronounce his full last name because I'll just jack it up, with his grab at the back of the end zone and superb acrobatic catch at the back of the end zone. If that's us for the next 3 years, fantastic. Well, but back to this, because we're talking about running backs at the moment, not the plus side, we're talking about the minus side. So Master Teague needs to step it up, or Trey Sermon needs to step into the role. One of these 2 guys needs to step in and become that 1,000-yard back, because we can't have Justin Fields running for 1,200 yards. We need Justin Fields to be able to hand it off and let that person go the distance. One of these guys needs to be able to create misses and just get that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 yards like J.K. Dobbins used to, or even, say, Ezekiel Elliott. So hopefully one of these 2 guys steps up, because if it keeps this way where Fields has got 15, Sermon's got 11, Teague's got 12, we are not going to beat Clemson. I'm sorry. But we did have a really good passing attack, and I did just put Garrett on here because he had the most catches, but Olave had a good game, and so did that Smith Jabigba. I screwed his name up. But Wilson had 7 catches for 129 yards, 18.4 yard average, and 1 touchdown. And from what I've heard, Olave is okay, and he'll be fine for the next game. But even if he's not, we've got guys behind him that are really good. So when it comes to wide receiver, we are stacked. So, yeah, that's our one great bright spot. I think at the moment we've got just a stable of great wide receivers. And Garrett Wilson is just one. Olave's good. The guy, Smith Njigba, I'll probably get his name right by the end of the season, is really good. We're really good in that department. It's just too bad we just couldn't dink and dunk and throw it all day long. But, there are good defenses out there with really good secondaries. So I think we're still going to do well. It's just that running game's really got to pick it up. So on defense, I broke it down to linebackers, and then our sack monster on the next page. Pete Werner had 7 tackles. That was the most on the team. He had a pretty good game. He was everywhere on the field, so I think he had a pretty good game. And Haskell Garrett is on here. The dude had 2 tackles and 1 sack. He had a really good game, especially considering the fact that was like a month ago or so, he was shot in the face, and here he is out there on the field tackling people, sacking people, just disrupting the defense. I see good things for Garrett. So moving on to our next game, which is against Penn State. Of course, the winner is going to be Ohio State. I mean, was I going to pick anybody else? Even if we're playing Clemson, I'm still going to pick Ohio State. Well, I'm not that dumb. If they are coming if we play them for the national title or for our playoff game, and they've been stomping everybody, and we've had a few close ones, I don't know, we'll see. But that's way down the road. It's assuming that both teams make it. Who knows, because we could actually lose to a team. But I'm going to say it's not going to be Penn State. And who knows, it might not be Wisconsin. Okay, that's horrible. I hope those people recover quickly. But, Michigan's going to be a tough game this year. So, because they've got, looks like they might have their stuff sorted out. But we'll talk about that when that time comes. So, I expect us to win by 3 touchdowns. And since this team, the defense is okay. And it's still solid. It's not solid like last year's defense. Last year's defense was shut down. This defense is solid. I think it'll keep us competitive. But the real power in this team is its offense, especially the passing offense. And I think as long as Justin Fields can stay healthy, and as long as Justin Fields is on the team, he's always going to be on the team, is always to get in the game and play, then I think that we will always be competitive, even if our running game is subpar, because he will supplement that running game. He'll add to it. If the other 2 people run for 80 yards, he'll run for another 50, and we'll be good. Plus, with his passing ability and those receivers, I'm not saying that he's going to throw as many yards as Dwayne Haskins, but he could approach that 4,000 yard mark. So, but I expect us to win by 3 touchdowns, and I expect Justin Fields to get the game ball. And by game ball, I mean my game ball. And we'll see. Next episode, we'll talk about if he really did live up to my game ball hype, or if somebody else stepped up, because you never know. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful day.